Hey everybody, this is Jasmine coming to you again with another video from A Notch Higher Living YouTube channel. I've been saying the mission wrong. I'm going to look at this again and state I've been leaving out a word, and this is what makes sense to me now. So the purpose of this channel, or it's a space to create and cultivate a space or environment. I've been leaving out cultivate. So creating is one thing, but to cultivate a space or environment where healthy relationship skills, I'm going to say that again, healthy relationship skills can be learned, developed, practiced, and to ultimately thrive. That's something that I am very committed and focused on. And when I went back to it, I knew something seemed a little disconnected, and it was leaving out the word cultivate, because when I looked up the definition of cultivate, it means to build and to take time. I'm not reading it specifically word for word, but to create and cultivate spaces and environments. Again, I do that by sharing book reviews right here, because that's the place where we can learn healthy relationship skills. We still have to develop them, we have to practice them, and that's the only way that they will thrive. So I want to clarify that and then get into our next corner with the four corners that the author Dr. Henry Cloud speaks about. We've gone over corner one, which is not the bad connection. Let me get it right. Corner number one is no connection or disconnected. Corner number two, it is the bad connection. And now we're on corner number three. It's the pseudo-good connection. So again, I'm going to go right into the book to see what this is all about and share with you. Hopefully you are enjoying this book review and you'll go out and get the book for yourself, where you can learn these particular corners, and then you can practice and develop better skills to get ultimately into corner number four. That's where I want to be, and we'll continue to practice. So corner number three is the seductively false good connection. So corner number two, I'm reading from page 45, leaves you feeling bad or not good enough in some way. And then in corner number three, it's actually the complete opposite. You feel good, sometimes really good. The positive feelings take a variety of forms: the affair, the addiction, the attachment to promotions, awards, or positive results, the next acquisition, the next big product launch, accolades from others, food, sex, drugs, a new Ferrari, ... It's all an attempt to soothe the soul. But the problem is that painkillers do not really cure the disease. They just ease the pain temporarily and superficially, making one feel better. So in this false connection, or this false good connection, or pseudo connection, the author is talking about that we do things that really make us feel good in this corner. So it's a movement. It's normally activity. It's not something that we would normally necessarily consider or think of as bad. But ultimately, it's not a connection that's getting us deeply connected. It's really a connection that helps us stay away from the pain of not really being truly connected. So page 47 shows what a corner three looks like. It says corners 1 and 2 are downers, but corner 3 lets the good times roll. It's high energy. It's electric at times. The person or leader who is experiencing corner 3 is on an endorphin high. Champagne is flowing. High fives rule the day. Sometimes entire companies can get caught up in the hype. Even Enron looked good for a moment. Anybody that's aware of Enron, we know, or or if you're not aware of Enron, that's a company that had a lot of high expectations or high profits, or they were looking good for the most part, but they left all of their stakeholders, employees, and anyone invested, they left them high and dry, and it was not a good thing. A flattering affair can certainly feel good for a while. So in corner 3, it's the thing that feels good or that gives us good feelings, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's like if I ate an entire chocolate cake and it was real tasty. I did something that felt good in the moment, but ultimately eating an entire chocolate cake, it's not good. It just isn't good. It's not the best for my health. All that sugar, it's simply not a good idea to eat an entire chocolate cake by myself. But sometimes that's what we do emotionally and relationally with things. Instead of not having anything, instead of me having a slice of chocolate cake and eating a good salad, or a good um, a healthy balanced meal, I eat the entire cake because it does fill me, but it's not filling me with the most beneficial nutrients that I could be. And I think that's what corner number three is um, showing me. And honestly, I looked at my life, and I think a lot of times I lived in corner number three because I am a person that has been active and actively involved with other people and doing things, and they're not bad, but if I'm not really connected in a I don't want to say that I wasn't genuine and people weren't genuine to me. What I'm saying is that, again, sometimes the activity in of itself was the connection, not the building or maintaining or developing of a healthier relationship or connection. So, in corner number three, it's not that people are bad or bad to us. It could be something that, in a different context, like a relationship. So if I'm in a relationship with one person, that's not a bad thing. But if I go outside of the relationship and seek what I don't have in the relationship that I'm in, so that I can feel good, so that's the good connection, or the pseudo good, so it feels good with what I'm doing, but I'm not addressing the relationship that I'm in seeking what I don't have in someone else. And I think that's what we can do in drugs and sex, outside of our marriages, outside of our relationships, in eating, retail therapy, um, emotional um, emotional affairs. There's so many different things that we go outside of the connected relationship. And what I'm understanding, whether I'm married or whether you are married or not, every relationship can only be comprised of two people: a mother daughter, a sister daughter, um, or excuse me, a sister sister. Even I have four sisters, but I only can develop a relationship genuinely with each sister individually. It's not a collected or a collective um, group think or group relationship. We can be, obviously, I have four siblings, so we're all in a relationship as siblings, but in order to develop a connected corner four relationship, or one that's really deeply um, and genuinely one on one, it has to be one on one. So that false relationship, I'll use one of my four sisters for exact example. So if I go outside of sister number two to sister number three and try to and have conversation with sister number three about sister number two, and I feel good with sister number three, and like, oh, it seems like we're doing something beneficial in possibly developing a better relationship with sister number two, it's really a pseudo connection. And I know that may sound odd, but I'm going to take it out of romantic because I think sometimes we focus only on a romantic setting, but I can't develop a relationship with sister number two by going outside of my relationship with sister number two and going to sister number three. And I think it's ironic that I'm using two and three because I'm actually the second, so that kind of lost its meaning. But if you don't know me, and if you don't know the birth order of my siblings, so if I do that, going outside of the one-on-one relationship and going to another person or even another thing, going to something else, I'll say if my sister number two, it's kind of hard to speak with her or connect with her. So instead of speaking directly to her, I Netflix and chill. It's nothing wrong with Netflix, but going outside of going toward something else is not helping the connected relationship with my sister, or to connect a better relationship with my sister. And that good feeling of vegging out, it's a pseudo connection, because I do feel like, okay, this is making me laugh, it's making me feel good about myself, it's making me think that, things are okay, but it's not really addressing the issue, or addressing the disconnectedness that I may feel with my sibling. This is all an example. So if I've lost you, I apologize, but I really hope it helps to show that relationships and relating with other people, as it's showing me. Very transparent moment here. I spoke to a person that I know for a long time at school, and with just hearing how um, relationships haven't been something that we've been taught in a way that helped us in our relating styles with other people. Um, I think for a long time I thought movement and doing things for people and performing, for me, that has been the connection that I've had with a lot of people, and it's a pseudo connection, because doing for or being the performer, it can give me an adrenaline of helping and um, making me feel good, but I'm not really attending to or being really connected with people. It puts me almost at a arm's length with people, because when I'm helping, I'm not interacting in a way that I'm, one, asking for help when I need help, and I've been noticing certain things about myself. It's easier, I read this, to manage relationships, and that could be a pseudo way of dealing with relationships, to manage how I am interacting with other people. And it looks like I'm efficient, and it looks like I'm very, um, yeah, efficient, and not necessarily effective, but I do things in a good managed way, and it allows me to continue to hide behind a layer of management. So that can be a pseudo connection for some. Um, the book again talks about the affair, um, sex, drugs, food, retail therapy, anything that would allow us to be disconnected from going into the relationship really full on, and full on meaning vulnerable, um, open, trustworthy, or in a trusted way, being raw and real, meaning people know the good and the not so good and bad about us, and they still can, um, and we still can be in their presence, and they can still be in our presence, and we allow there to be a connection of being seen and covering, and not hiding my flaws or hiding their flaws, but there is a verse that says love covers, and what I think it means as cover, that word covers, it really means that it doesn't put people out in an embarrassed state. Um, but if you ever had something on your, or in between your teeth, or something coming out of your nose, and if you go through the entire day and no one said anything, I would say that's not being covered. The word, the way that I'm looking at the word covered, is that you have someone who would say, not in an embarrassed way, but just kind of pull you to the side and say, even though it may be uncomfortable to tell you, that person covers you in the sense that they think, I don't want you to go the entire day with something on your teeth, or something hanging from your nose, or you being embarrassed. Covering meaning, I would rather tell you something that may be uncomfortable in that particular moment, but I care enough about you to be able to let you know what would be helpful for you. So that actually is corner number 3. It's the false or pseudo connection. I think sometimes we have these and we become more settled in having some type of connection than no connection at all. So that is all that I have for today. Next week we'll have corner number 4, but I want to encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself too, because I think this is the corner that I saw that I have landed in a lot of my life, having that pseudo connection, and I want to move to a connection that's more genuine, authentic, and well connected. So that's all I have. Thank you for listening. And again, the name of the book is called The Power of the Other. And I hope that you are moving towards more healthier, and uh, healthy relationships personally and professionally, and that ultimately that you'll get to that corner for place as well. So you have a great week. You take care, and remember, who you are is much more important than what you do, because that will fuel what you do. Okay, take care.